wait. Don't start till I get coffee.
That's fine. I've got to do the regular checks I do, and it's got to get running anyway, so it's fine. All right. Test, test. Okay. Well, I'm coming through at least. Uh-oh, Rick's back. We have to stop talking shit about him.
Never.
Also, we are streaming now, so Rick and Daniel get the F out. All right. So, let's see. We're live. And Vince, when you're back, let me know and we'll do an audio check for you. All right. Looks like we've already got some viewers here. Probably two of them are Daniel and Rick both cheating, but that's fine. Hey, everybody. I'm Ben. This is the championship game of our second Jank Tank tournament, the Militant Casual West Coast Jank Tank 2 Reck Rick edition. Today in the championship game we have a rematch of our championship game from Jank Tank 1. So we have the illustrious Isophane, aka Daniel, and versus 3 talent off the board, last chance to Reck, Rick, Riddell on the other side. So tonight we have a pretty interesting list matchup, and it's worth noting that as I go through these lists, both of these guys drafted basically at the last 2 slots of the draft, more or less. Rick drafted dead last, and he ended up with Trani Kolda with Snapshot, R5 Astromech, and Contraband Cybernetics, Kato Lichos Z95 with Intimidation, Cartel Marauder Kyrax with homing missiles and Deadman Switch, the Bosk Z95 with the most worthless homing missiles known to man, plus munitions failsafe, and Gargor naked at 28 points. Dan, drafting not long before Rick, I think just the slot before him, ended up with a 4-ship Republic list where we've got the most fearsome Jedi Knight Delta 7 you've ever seen, because it's got Chop Chop on it with the 7B title. Ahsoka Tano with calibrated laser targeting, and she's just really, really freaking good. I'm going to be flying her a lot when we get back out of quarantine. And then 2 Red Squadron bombers, one of which is legitimately a bomber. Who knew? I didn't even know they could do that. With R2A6 and cluster mines. And then the other one has ion cannon turret, plasma torps, and a synchronized console.
I'm back.
Hello, and with me tonight is from the not anymore wide world of Wargaming X-Wing podcast, as far as I understand it.
We will be clarifying the status of the program on the next on episode 75. So
yeah, so
for the moment we remain.
Yeah, so we've got Vince with us, who has been in the booth with us many times over the last couple tournaments. I'm not sure if we'll be joined by anybody else as we go here, but very, very good matchup with 2 incredibly good lists to have lasted to be drafted 19th and 20th in our draft, and 2 obviously very good players, since both Jank Tank tournaments they have ended up at the final table.
As much as we want to talk shit about Rick, we do kind of have to admit that it's impressive that he went from first to last and is still going to end up ending up with a shot at the title. That said, the way you structured this tournament did change, so there were some eccentricities with who ended up making the cut.
A little bit, yeah. That's not unfair. The first, to recap for folks who may not have been with us for the original Jank Tank tournament, that one was a pure 6-game Swiss, followed by, I think I did a top 8 cut, but it may have only been top 4 cut there. That's how long we've been in quarantine, folks. I can't even fucking remember.
I cannot remember how we ran the last tournament.
Yeah. This time I thought we'd try a little bit different structure, and we did pods of 4. We ended up with 20 players, so 5 pods. And basically took the top 2 out of each pod and put them into a play-in plus top 8 tournament. And so that did mean that we didn't have a balanced set of pods. It was randomized, and some pods we had players make the cut at 1 and 2, and other pods we had players miss the cut at 2 and 1. Not that I know anybody who did that.
With better MOV.
Yeah. So I felt like I didn't want to just repeat the structure. I also felt like a 6-game Swiss was too much.
Yep.
I liked the pod structures, but it wasn't necessarily inherently fair for everybody the way things rolled out. But it was entertaining.
One poor unfortunate soul did get 2008 Arizona Cardinals. But the other thing is, I think you probably set this up when we thought we were going to be out of quarantine fairly soon. Like we were trying to get the tournament in right before it all ended, and now it turns out that we're probably all on lockdown for at least the next 2 months.
Yeah. Well, I won't say that I was super optimistic we'd be getting out of quarantine. I was looking for a structure that didn't run too long in the sort of build up to the top. And I maybe went a little too far the other direction. So,
but it is what it is. The players who made it are the players who made it. They still had to win 9 games to get here, or 6 games to get here.
Yeah. I think the making the cut was still relatively representative of very good play. Particularly with the play-in game for the 7th, 8th, 9th, and 10th place finishers, they had to play an extra round. I don't think they lasted particularly long in the cut. Our top 4 was really, really solid for sure because they were all 3-0. And here we are again with none of them being able to knock off Dan or Rick. So such is life. So we do have the players starting to set up. I'm not sure who's right or left. I'm not sure who has initiative, so I'll go ahead and ask that.
We'll be able to notice when they start putting down ships.
Yeah, hopefully. Yeah, so we do have a lot of overlap in.
Yeah.
It's true in not player skill, initiative or pilot skill.
2s and 3s. Yeah. 2s and 3s mostly.
Yeah. So. So all of that's all of Daniel's list basically at 2s and 3s, and I think we've got Tarani is the only Tarani and Bosk are the 4s on Rick's side. Yep. So that is a big advantage for Rick that Tarani is going to be the last mover. It helps a little bit that where Tarani is kind of defines a range 2 bubble that you just don't want to move into, and it doesn't change, right? So it does give Rick an opportunity to think about, okay, so he's going to want to avoid that range 2 bubble, so that helps me figure out where those ships are going to go, right? And that can be quite an advantage. I think as I step back and think about these 2 lists, there were a couple of surprises for me in Daniel's list. I didn't think it was going to be as good as it has been, and those 2 surprises were, and this is actually something when he first grabbed the list, he was thinking about maybe moving Delta 7 from the Jedi Knight to Ahsoka. And I was like, no, don't do that. You want the Jedi Knight to be the screener and the muscle, right? And so Chopper on that ship that is going to be in front of Ahsoka is it turns out just super fucking obnoxious with its ability to jam off, tokens at will essentially. And Ahsoka is just particularly cheap at 46 points with CLT. Ahsoka is no joke too with her ability to basically fake coordinate an action and then still take her own action at the cost of just a single force. That's super powerful. And then, of course, the Red Squadron bombers are what they are, right? Vince, you had some thoughts you want to share here.
Yeah, the thing about Daniel's list is that there's 2 of his 3 ships really do benefit heavily from having Ahsoka flying around more than just the coordinate. You're talking about if the Red Squadron bomber was synchronized, passing a target lock to the Red Squad bomber basically turns it into, an extra action for somebody nearby.
Yeah.
And look, Chopper's never bad on it. There is no bad application of Chopper. And Delta 7B on an Ether Sprite for 60 points, I can't tell you it's bad.
No, no. I mean, it's it's a baby defender essentially, right? And
It's
you know,
close.
the value of Chopper is that you don't necessarily care as much about not only actually with Chopper, but with Ahsoka running around with you because she can give an action to somebody who's stressed. Is that you actually can treat that Jedi Knight like a defender, right? You can K-turn. You're probably going to jam whoever you ended up next to, and then Ahsoka could have either given you an action at some point, or you know, because they're both at 3, right? So he can choose which one
Yep.
moves when. So she could move and give the action, or she can move and give the action after to that Jedi Knight, and that's really super powerful.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
I mean,
and
it's not a lot to. It is not difficult for Daniel to get a double mod on that Delta 7 every single
yeah,
turn, and still have Ahsoka with a reposition and a focus for her calibrated laser targeting. I
yeah,
mean, then you've still got an ion cannon bomber flying around, an ion cannon Y-wing flying around with what's the word you would use? A maneuver changing Y-wing with cluster mines. Like
yeah,
it's just adapt. I think the word for Daniel's list is adaptable to any.
yeah,
Like
and
he can
and
just
and and
respond to the
and,
board.
and beefy as well, right? Like,
It is kind of thick, yeah.
yeah, I mean, you're not really afraid of the Y wings dealing that much damage ultimately, but they can provide a good screen for those two Jedi, and with CLT, Ahsoka's not a joke, and that Delta 7 Jedi Knight is no joke too. If we look over at Rick's list, Rick's sort of scum salad here has no bad pieces. Gargor at 28
Yeah.
points is there to just be super fucking obnoxious, just kind of like Chopper is
Yep.
on the Jedi Knight.
Yep.
Bosk is no joke with his ability if you roll a crit. The Kyrax, the Cartel Marauder, is just a good piece, a solid piece. Kato Lichos is probably the one piece here that Rick could happily change out for basically anything, but a Z95
So
with intimidation is not a problem, right?
I actually love Kato Lichos. I've grown to love it as I've played with it more.
Yeah.
It actually worked really well with an Initiative 0. Because
Mm,
that ship is going to get his focus token.
yep.
You don't have to be really that close to scoop it off of him. It's jam protection. If you end up being the one closest to the Delta 7, and it's also an easy double mod
Yeah.
because I mean, you are moving after half of Daniel's list. So, and look, Jedi do not it's not Jedi. The Y wings do not like getting shot with 3 dice double modded. They will not last very long under that if you
Yeah.
get 2 or 3 attacks like that.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, that's
Rick
actually a
is
really
just a run.
that is a really important point that Vince is making there, which is that because Rick doesn't give a shit whether Gargor survives or not, at 28 points and really just there to be obnoxious, when it takes its action and moving first will know it can, get an action that gives it the opportunity to take that focus. Yeah, Kato then just literally leeches it, which is great. And I don't think we need to say much about Tarani Kolda, one of the best abilities in the game, especially when paired with Snapshot. Also has R5 Astromech, so it can do some repair if it needs to, and Contraband Cybernetics is a great 2-point upgrade that I absolutely adore on every scum ship that can carry it. So here we are. We are in the first round here, and it looks like Daniel is, lined up kind of in a block, a beefy block. He's turned the Y-wings towards the bottom of the board, and the Jedi are going to threaten the flank or threaten to come around behind the list, depending on what Rick does with it. Um, I don't have too much, to really say about that. He does, start the process of making Chopper into the jamming machine that it is. And then Ahsoka has kind of moved to be able to support either flank here, which I think is smart. And Rick, has options because he's started out spread out, and is kind of moving the beefier ships on this flank closer to the Jedi away, probably hoping to get lots of guns on that Jedi Knight with his
The
options here. Go ahead, Vince.
one of the out of left field things that might come up, it hardly ever does, but I've done it before. Rick has 3 ships that can get one tapped by that Y-Wings plasma torpedo. And everybody here knows exactly how unreliable green dice are. Bosk and Kato do not want to catch a plasma torp because all it takes is 1 damage getting through. They're immediately on half.
Yep.
And if you want to talk about return on investment, Bosk is something like, 35 in this list, and Kato's another 30. If you get half on those 2 ships with the plasma torps, you're trading 9 points for 65.
Yeah, and I've seen Daniel do some work with those plasma torps.
They work
on this list too. Plasma torps are great. Yeah, I think, particularly against low agility ships with any number of shields, plasma torps are basically just as good as a proton torp, just without the threat of that crit, right? But if
plasma
you run into go ahead.
As someone who has run them a lot, I will say that plasma torps work best when you have a follow-up shooter. If you don't have someone to follow the shot, you want proton torpedoes. If you do have 2 or 3 people going after it, you want plasmas.
Yeah. I mean, I guess I would say more also that it's very dependent on what you're facing too. Like plasma torps are essentially wasted points if you're facing defenders. Fortunately, we don't end up facing defenders very much in the current metas.
There's never anything bad about making somebody spend all of their tokens against 1 attack because they cannot afford to let it hit.
Yeah, I don't think most of the time they're going to have to spend all their tokens is the big problem, right? Because it's 3 dice and you've got 3 dice, and yeah, red dice are better, but you might be single modded. I think in general when you're firing those plasma torps, maybe not this list because thanks Ahsoka, but a lot of times when you've got plasma torps, you're single modding.
I don't run single modded torps ever.
You shouldn't. I mean, let me just. If you're running single modded torps, then you're playing casual, in my opinion. But that's just the way that's the way things are sometimes.
Yep.
You could also find yourself in a position where you're not, double modded because you had to spend your own focus. But Yep.
Yeah. That's if you don't put the plasmas on Luke, which you wouldn't do.
Right.
No, I think that's one of the best subjective arguments in X-Wing is protons versus plasmas. Mm-hmm. I always enjoy having that debate because it's the most never-ending math hammer / theory what we call theory hammer argument.
Oh, I mean, as with anything, like it is sort of matchup dependent.
Yep.
If I know I'm running into a meta with tons of B-Wings, I'm going to happily spend as many points as I can on plasma torps because you just get extra value out of them, right? Yep. If it's a meta full of aces, I don't think there are, I don't think the spike damage is there to be. I think it's worth paying the extra points for proton torpedoes. So, it is
a never-ending argument.
Yeah, exactly. That said, David Stewart makes an excellent point in chat, which is that holy crap, Wedge with plasmas is just insanely good.
Yeah, that's because David's run into me running Wedge with plasmas before.
So yeah, all right. So we've got round 2 going on here, and it looks like Rick is turning in a bit, maybe hoping he can isolate a Jedi. As Daniel tends to do, Daniel has anticipated this, and his Y-Wings are moving straight into engage. This might be one of those jousts that wasn't meant to be a joust, but is now a joust forming up here.
I really like him being aggro with the generic Jedi.
Oh, absolutely.
That cartel is going to be alone one-on-one, and that is not a fight he's going to enjoy.
Yeah, I mean, like we said, I mean, let's take a look at this Jedi Knight with Delta 7 and Chopper. It's 61 points.
Yeah.
It's 3 base attack, 3 shield, 3 hull. It's initiative, and it's initiative 3. That's not bad.
In this game, it's not bad.
Yeah. I think in general, I mean, for the points, 3 initiative is pretty good for that kind of beef. Particularly,
think about it this way. If you didn't have Chopper, it would be 50.
That's very true.
And you want to think about what's scary as hell? about the fact that you can put Sinker, 2 generics, and and Obi-Wan on the board?
Yeah, Obi-Wan is good stuff.
Like, that's a list.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see Daniel take the core of this list and be sort of iterating it outside of the Jank Tank format, to be perfectly honest.
I love this. He's 100% right in what he's doing. Those Gargor and Kato have about as much chance of doing real damage to the B-Wings as, I do of becoming the next president. And yeah, this is just free damage on the cartel. Like, that's all this is.
Yeah, I mean it's a range 3 shot, so there's going to be a chance that he skates out on dice because that's Rick.
Yep.
But I do like that this makes Rick have to make some tough decisions, right? Does he have to think about sacrificing that cartel marauder to keep those 2 flankers off of Tarani, for example? Or does he just turn Tarani into this and hope he gets bullseye? That's not a great, choice to have to make here. But those I'll say this: those Y-wings don't worry me if I'm Rick, right? Rick's win condition. Well, let me put it this way: Rick's win condition is not killing the Y-wings, right?
No.
No.
You're right.
So if he can get it, early on, if he can get in a position where he is going to be able to concentrate fire on the Jedi, that gets him closer to his win condition. Now,
so
yeah, go ahead.
I'm expecting a barrel roll here.
Yeah, for sure. Particularly because if it fits, and I think it does, that's probably got bullseye.
That fits.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, here's the thing: bullseye doesn't do a whole lot to a Jedi because fuck you, I'm a Jedi.
Right.
Yeah, there it is, and you are correct. That is 100% bullseye.
Yeah. Now, what's good for Daniel here is that he had the second charge of Chopper to get that evade token, and he's going to happily just drop it. So let's bring up good old Tarani Kolda here. So I'm going to zoom in.
Always need a refresher on the chemos. I never remember their abilities.
Yeah. So why? So Tarani's ability is after you perform an attack, each enemy ship in that bullseye suffers 1 damage unless it removes a green token. Now, the other thing about this bullseye is while you perform an attack, if the defender is in your bullseye arc, defense dice cannot be modified using green tokens. So that evade token basically is just going to be there to prevent the extra damage, which is fine, right? Like, thank you, Chopper.
It's handy that he missed. Yeah. Let's put it that way.
Yeah. Yes. I mean, the thing is, though, like you said, Jedi don't really care as much about that bullseye because they've got Force to spend on defense, right? So that does mitigate that and makes a pretty good counter. So now we have the Jedi taking a shot back. I'd imagine he ignores Tarani for the moment because he's got the target lock and still the Force on the cartel.
Oh no, I'd shoot Tarani and save the lock for next turn so I can reposition out of that bullseye.
All right, and that is what Daniel is doing. So here we go. Now Rick rolled pretty poorly on his attack, blank focus. That's very un-Rick-like. So does this mean Daniel's dice are going to betray him too? Oh, okay. So Daniel is second guessing, and this is the thing. So I guess he stopped second guessing.
It had to have been Tarani.
Yep, because he didn't spend the target lock. And that will push 1 damage through.
So I don't want to say that this is Daniel's win condition, but I can tell you right now, if you kill Tarani, Rick's list is going to come apart.
Yep, game over. I agree.
If you kill Tarani with either of the Jedi alive, they will win this game outright.
Yeah.
And the other thing you have to watch out for is that's a 4-die ion cannon turret flying around against a lot of 2-die ships.
Yep. It looks like Daniel is just reminding folks about Chopper is now aggro. So not much else going on this turn, but I think he should at least test the Z95 and the Ys, Kato and the Ys being able to shoot each other here.
He did. They're out. They're out.
Okay, cool. So I'd imagine then we're on to planning. Okay, so I think Daniel has quite an advantage here because Tarani doesn't really have anywhere to go. And I expect Daniel to commit hard to taking Tarani off the board. And by that I mean I think the Y-Wings are going to go bank towards Tarani. I think I bet you that the Jedi Knight goes in hard to block, and Ahsoka goes in right behind because her bullseye is just as important as Trani's in some sense.
Yeah,
So
I agree with that.
so if I'm Rick, particularly with where the Cartel Marauder is at the moment, I'm not super happy with my positioning. So let's put this over to you, Vince. If you are Rick, what do you do to salvage the positioning here?
I seriously consider 4K Tarani.
Well, Tarani's right. He does have contraband cybernetics.
Because here's the thing:
Yep.
if you get blocked going forward,
Yep.
you are gonna eat. I promise you, Daniel is gonna try to decapitate Tarani this turn.
Yep. And he's got the plasma torps to do it.
The plasma's there. Ahsoka's gonna be lined up. He is perfectly happy brawling it out because he doesn't care about her ability.
Yep.
Her ability does not count against 2 of his 3 ships, or 2 of his 4 ships, and the other 2 really don't care if you slap 1 damage on them. When the follow up, you're lucky if you get 1 damage out of them. Kato's not going to have a good shot this turn. He's going to hit. Yep. He's either turning in or he's hitting a cloud. Gargor has to fly over the top and maybe block him. Yep. Bosk is so far gone from this engagement, it's not funny.
Yep.
And the Cartel Marauder can't turn left because he hits Tarani.
Yeah.
So
I suspect Gargor is going to go as fast as he can go forward.
That's you 5 straight
5
roll.
Forward and maybe a barrel roll.
Yeah.
Maybe to try to block, the Y-Wings. I think you're right. I think Kato has to do a 2 or 3 hard towards.
Yeah.
And you're right. Bosk is just basically Sir not appearing in this fight. There's no speed he can go that gets him a mod on his attack. Because
he's going to be lobbing 2 dice at range 3, maybe
through a cloud.
I love where the Y-Wings are right now because that's not fast enough for Gargor to be a thing in this game. That's just not.
Interesting. Maybe he was afraid he would block Kato's 3 if he was further out there, but that's why I say you barrel roll to the right and block.
Yeah.
The Cartel Marauder's in real bad positioning. So he just doesn't even bother trying to get in there. He's going to try to take a pot shot on those Y-Wings. That is. So
here's the thing: is that Chopper is not going to be very effective. Is going to be like almost meaningless in this round.
Right. Well, I mean, you could just do like a 1 bank with the Jedi Knight, and then follow up with, if you're afraid of the 4K particularly from Tarani, and then just 1 bank Ahsoka as well, and you've got shots.
Almost certain.
Yeah. So it looks almost like Daniel was a little afraid of a barrel roll block if he banked on that. So looks like he's gonna go after Gargor, which, why not?
Ben, are you breaking up or is it me?
It's I don't know if I'm breaking up actually. We'll have to ask chat. Hey chat, am I breaking up for you as much as I am breaking up for Vince? Let me know.
It's all clear. It looks like it's cleared up now.
Okay.
So he did super aggro with Kato because this turn he's going to be probably your best offensive option. Just went straight for the block. You probably get the jam on Kato actually, which is huge.
Yeah. Though Kato will just steal Gargor's calculate too, right?
You know what? A calculate is so much worse than a focus.
Well, yeah, I mean, but it's not terrible. It's at least an option, right?
Remember, Gargor wants to hold on to that calculate because he's in plasma torpedo danger right now.
Yeah.
So, and Kato, people get this wrong. Kato is not a must. Kato is a may.
Oh, is he?
Yep. Yep, there's the jam.
Yep.
So it's going to be...
It is a may. That is correct.
And the other thing, the Jedi's got that range 1 target lock shot on the cartel.
Yep.
That's a great spot for the Jedi Knight. I have to say.
Yep. Though it does look like he's maybe.
He can't reposition. What is he doing? Rolling?
Yeah, he might be.
Is he trying to roll out of an unmodified range 1?
Well, I mean, remember, Tawny hasn't moved yet. So, maybe he's thinking.
You're giving up. That's your best ship is now not shooting this turn.
Well, he still has a boost. Nope, he took a focus.
Oh, he's still got Ahsoka.
Yeah, that's true too.
But where's she gonna go? Oh, snapshot.
Yep.
Good move from Daniel, avoiding that bullseye arc. You can catch. Right? You can get caught out with that thing a lot.
Yep.
That's value right there. But it's Daniel. Who are we kidding?
Just rolled. Oh, dang.
Just roll.
All right, so he is.
I'm really curious what he's gonna do with.
So it looks. Yeah, I think. Yeah, it is interesting. I'm not sure. I think you're right. I think the Jedi Knight's not going to have a shot this turn.
He doesn't have a shot. There's literally nothing you can do to have a shot this turn.
But here's the thing. So I think what he was afraid of is if he did just go in for the bump, when Tronny fires, the Jedi Knight will take damage. Right, as in that bullseye arc. So he must have been deciding he did not want to risk.
That's fair.
Yeah. So.
I mean, here's the problem: is you're giving up a range. You're 4 dice, even with the target lock, is still dangerous, even to Ahsoka.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep.
And Kato's gonna eat that cartel's focus. So you've got six single modded dice, plus maybe Gar-Gor gets through with his calculate after the torpedo, but. Yeah. You're not getting a whole lot back for it.
No, but here's what I do like about it. Like, it's tough. It's tough for this turn, and it's going to be pretty dice dependent. For Daniel to not take some damage he doesn't want to take here. But after this round, he's got superior position on Tarani.
Everything.
And he's going to like that a lot. Though Tarani does have the option if 2K turn next turn because why not?
Yeah, I agree.
So Rick is.
So look at that to hit that cloud.
Yeah. So Rick did use homing from Bosk onto one of the Y-Wings, and so it lost a shield. And Rick is firing that range 1 shot into Ahsoka, which is no joke. No focus, so.
That would have been bad.
Yeah, it would have. Thank goodness.
As expected, Kato picked up the Cartel Marauders focus.
Oh, no.
I hate being right so often, Ben. I really do.
Oh, those triple blanks, man.
And now Ahsoka's in the danger zone literally for the rest of the game.
I mean, she's not out of the woods yet either, because Kato is still there.
Yep. She is going to get a shot off, though.
Yeah.
And, she's going to live and get a shot off. I don't think he's got bullseye for the CLT, though. This is going to be just 3 dice.
Well, this is Kato, I think, firing here.
I agree. Oh, it has to be.
So I think Ahsoka's got no choice.
Oh, you need to start. You need to. Oh, that bullseye is live. Okay.
I'm not sure. There were 2 hits and a focus and a blank, or focus.
He spent a force.
Oh, he did. Okay.
He did. Ahsoka had 1 force left, and that's 4 damage straight through with the lock still on this turn, or for next turn.
Well, he spent the lock right here, so that's a good roll.
Oh no, that was just the focus.
No, he had to spend the focus. Oh no, he did use the focus. Yeah. Okay, he spent force on. Right, gotcha. So that's a pretty heavy hit on Tarani, who is now at half points.
And you have to kill her before she can heal.
Before Tarani can?
Yeah. You
Yeah.
have to kill her before that R5 kicks in. She's effectively a 9 health ship, or an 11 health ship if you let her heal.
Yep. And here comes the Plasma Torp into Gargor. This should be amusing.
Yeah.
Oof. But there's the rerolls helping him out. And that is not going to save Gargor.
That is exactly what I was talking about.
Yep.
You just traded 4.5 points for Gargor's 28. I mean, if you consider it divided by 7, 28 divided by 4, he just got 21 points for a 4.5 point investment.
Yeah. All right, so here's 2 dice on Bosk, I think. No, it must be on Gargor.
Oh, did he? 4 dice.
That's got to be Gargor.
Yeah, that's the only ship that would roll 4 dice.
Yeah. He wanted to see if he could take it off the board before it kills.
Oh, this is dangerous.
Ahsoka. Yeah, that's probably it for Ahsoka.
Hey, you dared test Daniel?
Yeah.
Nope.
That's too bad.
That's bad.
I mean, here's the thing. Ahsoka's 46 points.
Yep.
I mean, that's only 1 point more than one of those Red Squadron bombers. So, you've given up 46 points. You don't want to at this point, but you've also taken 31 from Tarani and 14 from Gargor. So ultimately a fairly even trade points-wise.
And not a bad trade health-wise either. And you really do have as good a position for next turn as you could possibly want. Because I can tell you right now, I'm slooping that Jedi Knight towards Rick's edge of the board.
Yep.
I'm one banking bomber number 1, and I'm 2 banking bomber number 2, and I am killing Tarani Colder this turn. That's it. I'm killing Tarani Colder this turn.
Yeah. The thing you got to wonder is, can Tarani go fast enough to escape arc of those Y-Wings if you only bank? Here in this position, I'm wondering if maybe he would be better off two-hearting the Y-Wings to guarantee arc.
I would be okay with that. Yeah. But then also, the other reason you bank is that you at least still have guns probably on the cartel if Tarani does slip away.
Right. Well, I guess what you could do is you could two-hard the Plasma Torpor, and you've still got the ion cannon turret pointed towards the rest of the list. And then you could just bank the other guy to provide that cover.
Yep.
Yeah. Because if I'm go ahead.
Or you bring the Jedi Knight around the rack. I mean, I wouldn't. I would do everything in my power to kill Tarani right now.
I agree.
And losing Ahsoka that early is God. You would rather have lost anything else except the Ether Sprite than Ahsoka there.
Yeah. Yeah, one of the ways that Daniel has gotten a ton of value out of this list is Ahsoka's value as the, additional action, right? The double modder. And so that's now, the only double mod you're going to get really are when you target lock with the Jedi Knight, and it's not a great double mod.
No.
So, that is to say, ultimately, Daniel can still win this because that Jedi Knight is super difficult to deal with the auto jam, but not exactly how he wanted things to go. And all thanks to the dreaded triple blank.
Never trust green dice.
So.
And look, I hate to be I told you so guy, but he rolled out of the way of the block.
Yeah, but I mean, again, you don't want to lose the free, the auto lose a shield off of the Jedi Knight either.
But you also gave up a double-mounted shot on the Cartel Marauder too.
Yeah, it's rough. So Rick is clearly anticipating, the Y-Wings going aggressive and has moved Gargor in for the block, which of course he should because that's Gargor's job.
That's Gargor.
Yep.
I mean, I would not be mad about the Jedi. Well, that's you know what, I like it.
Hmm.
Let's slug it out. I've got 8 health. I've got 8 health. You've got 4 or 6. You know, like.
Yep.
Not to mention, if Boss comes in, he might pick up an eye. He's going to flying right into an ion cannon.
Yep. And yeah, I figured Kato would probably just 4K. Yeah, that makes total sense. The Jedi Knight did actually just follow. I'd imagine we're going to see a barrel roll boost here. Now, Tarani doesn't really care about being jammed.
Keeping that target lock, keeping a mod off of Tarani.
Well, I mean, I would just think, yeah, exactly.
He rolling
because he's going to boost in on the Cartel Marauder. He's going to get all guns on the Cartel.
If you're going to do it.
Because that's where he's got his target lock, so.
I think there's enough of an angle on that Y-wing that Bosk is shooting through a cloud.
Well, they're parallel, so I think it's going to get a free shot.
I think there's a little bit of angle on that ship.
Yeah. So I guess if I'm Tarani, I go ahead and, since I'm jammed, I just, hull.
I barrel roll. Oh, no, you can't.
No, I just repair the hull.
Yeah, there's not. I mean, if he's going to give it to you.
Yep, so he's reduced the charge. And there's R5.
10 help ship.
So this does, put Daniel in a bit of a quandary because, you don't want Tarani just, regenning forever here. Doesn't look like he actually increased the hull.
There's a newly appeared card on the red space on the side of the board. So
there we go.
Yep, there it is.
So Rick did choose violence, obviously. An average roll there. And Daniel's not able to roll that natty. I guess he forgot to hit the button that he was given. All right,
like I said.
Yep, both obstructed. So that's really good for Daniel to get that obstruction.
And he's gonna just making him spread that damage around. Just burn up those shields, baby.
Yep. So that crit will change to a hit because of.
Oh God! Oh man, that's mean. Because it means that Boss can basically can't proc his ability on the Y-wings.
Yep. Yep. So yeah, the Y-wings are kind of boss counters, but so far that hasn't totally gone in Daniel's favor. So.
No, but it's the little things, It's the little things where your opponent's abilities don't quite work as much as they do that sometimes end up. Like, I remember we all used to make fun of the Wild Fight in Hull. Remember when that was supposed to be like the most?
Why did Daniel only roll 1?
Because he was strained.
Ah, yes, he was. Good point. And he rolled the wrong thing. He rolled a focus. So the gas cloud did not help.
And Oh, he's going for the Y-Wing. I mean, if I was going to throw a garbage shot, I'd throw a garbage shot at the Jedi because you have no defensive mods.
Yeah, I'm actually. That's wow. I'm really surprised he had that.
Daniel really needs to do significant damage to this Marauder this turn.
Yeah,
Like it's
sure
hard
does.
to overestimate how important this is going to be.
And that's a great way to do it. Make him spend that focus and lose just the shield. Now he will get to fire before the Ys do, because Rick has initiative. Yeah, Rick has initiative. So
Yep, but he got that focus away.
Yep, that could be big, or Rick could just roll natties. That crit goes away. Yep.
That's one thing that I love about the BTLBs. They make you earn every damage on them. There is no shortcuts.
Yep. Now, a really excellent point in chat. The cluster mines are going to hurt somebody when they drop next turn.
I think Gargor's hitting them.
Yeah, I think so too.
Though if Boss can't turn, well, he could turn left. I mean, there's no real danger to it.
Yeah, he probably does. All right, so we've got the natty shots from Y-Wings.
That's a good roll for unmodded.
Yep.
He's looking for focus blank. That's what you always want.
Yeah. Well, another follow-up shot like that will get him half points, so. Yep.
You want slightly above average if you're Daniel.
Yeah. And he got exactly average.
You know what? He rolled an evade every single time. That's big.
Yep. And that leaves Gargor, who does not have a shot. So we are back to dials. All right, so this is going to be a tough one, for Daniel to pull out here.
Well,
I mean, his Y-Wings are kind of facing the wrong direction to do sustained damage right now, right?
The Y-Wings don't care. Maybe you drop the cluster mine with one of them.
Yep.
You make 100% certain that if Boss tries to turn left, he's going to hit bomber number 2 just to protect the Jedi Knight.
Yeah.
And the other one, you 2 straight and you rotate the turrets towards Kato, or you rotate it behind you to take a shot at Tarani. Because I promise you, Rick is 4K'ing this turn. There's no better time. There's literally no better time for it. But Daniel needs to start getting stuff off the board. That's the big thing here. Like, you've got 2 ships that are in one bad roll from death territory. 2 other ships are Z95s. Like,
yeah, Daniel has to figure out a way to put the finishing damage through on Tarani.
Yeah,
I don't think he's got.
No, go ahead.
I was just saying, I don't think he's got the space to just K-turn the Ys, because that debris is well placed to really put a damper on things. He does not want to be double stressed to be able to deal with this list of 5 ships still hanging around. So.
Also, there's always the risk that debris turns off plated hull.
Right.
Which is, I don't want to say it's a critical thing, but that's what these Y-Wings do, is they beat you, they last a long time because you don't get to cheat. You have to earn your damage.
Yep. So in that vein, I wouldn't be surprised, because Gargor's going to go first, and then, of course, the Cartel Marauder's got to go next. So I wouldn't be surprised just to see those Ys maybe just bank towards Kato just to get a free kill. Hopefully a kill.
We'd be on board with that.
And then the Jedi Knight can kind of bank in to follow the Cartel Marauder and Tarani, I think. Probably can do that with a 3 bank happily to get range on whatever's there too.
I honestly wouldn't be mad with maybe a 3 straight roll boost and go after Bosk.
Well, you don't know where Bosk is going to be. That's the big thing, right? Bosk could be in your face, in your in your teeth, with the two hard towards you. And I don't think Rick particularly cares whether Bosk.
If a hard turn here from Bosk doesn't get him a shot.
Right, you're right.
And facing the wrong way.
You're yeah, true. But if he's more concerned with being sort of, even if it's unmodded, being in a place where he might get a shot on the Jedi Knight, I could see it. Because there isn't really a place for him to go except over the cloud with a bank that does get him a shot. Maybe. I mean, it all really depends on what he thinks the Y-Wings are going to do. So it looks like we have dials down, and we're going to start to see it. Gargor is clearly going to K-turn. Oh, will we see the cluster? That's the real question.
Yeah, I'm questioning it.
I'm not sure it would be effective, to be honest.
I don't. Yeah, I'm not. I'm not sure you don't wait one turn and drop it after the 4Ks.
Yeah, right. Though I mean, if you drop it now and Gargor does 4K, it does provide a bit of a screen, but in one direction, but not the direction you're necessarily
anything about using bombs. I have never been good with.
Yeah, he is clearing stuff out. Okay, so it looks like no. There's the clear 5K. No shocker. And then Carto Marauder probably. Oh, he did Trani first. Okay, interesting. Then he's back. Ah, okay. What are you doing, Rick? I mean, yes, he can move them in any order, but
that's. I don't know what either one of them are doing now.
I think what happened here is Daniel knew that Rick was going to K-turn both of these guys, and now he's going to bump Tarani back. Nope. All right, never mind. I'm not going to accuse Daniel of throwing this game, but I think Daniel's throwing this game.
I don't want to disagree. Now, if he kills Tarani here with like a 2-hard target lock out of the Jedi Knight and a God roll from the bomber, I'll shut the hell up. But otherwise, I trust nobody.
I still think, yeah. As I was saying, I thought that the Jedi Knight was going to do a bank in, so that he may have done these moves with the Y-Wings purely to make sure that he had options with the Jedi Knight. For jamming and space reasons, etc. So,
why is he taking the focus?
Because he's going to be taking multiple shots, I suspect. Yeah, see, I'd rather have Tarani have 4K'd successfully there.
He's going to have 3 shots on Tarani.
Than the Cartel Marauder.
Might be a wrap.
I'm not sure why Rick undid his K-turn and then did the Cartel Marauder first. Tarani's
because the Marauder's a 2, and he has to go first.
Oh, yeah, there you go. Duh.
I got you, Ben. Don't worry.
When some dipshit does his ship's in the wrong order, I guess I just assume that he knows what he's doing.
Rick? Huh? Rick 3-talon off the board, Rudell?
Yeah. All right, so Bosk is not only at range 1 of that Jedi Knight, he is also strained here. So nothing for Tarani. Bosk has lots of options here, but no mods. I think you probably...
The garbage shot. You throw it at the Jedi Knight and hope you get lucky.
He's going for a Y-Wing. I'm not sure which one, but probably the one, because if he gets a crit through,
yeah,
it's toast. That's not a crit.
Hold up.
Because
he's got a target lock on it.
Yep. So he'll do 1 damage. That's half points on RSB 1. So that's an additional 23 points for Rick at the moment. But What's interesting is he could have really hit that RSB2 pretty hard, since it is also strained.
That must be Kato. Yeah, that's into a Y-wing.
Yeah. And that's 2 damage. I'd imagine...
He's just... This is Y-wings, baby. No matter how much you throw at him, you're going to earn it. I think Daniel is betting everything on killing Tirani here. Quite literally.
Yeah. I mean, it would certainly help him, but Tirani is sort of not appearing in this fight for a bit. So he's going to have to think about whether it would be a better thing to take this turn to try to take maybe Bosk out.
No. You get Tirani here, then you turn in all 3 of your ships and you're staring at the cartel. And then you get another one.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, Bosk is already fired, so it doesn't really help you to take him off the board. I'm not sure what Rick or what is going on here.
Yeah, I'm not entirely certain what charges he's messing with.
Oh, that might be Plasma Torp. Does he have a target lock on?
He doesn't have a lockout.
No, he doesn't have a lock. Okay, I don't know what he's doing. And I'm not sure why his hull went back up, because...
That's got to be on Bosk. Yep.
Yeah, I thought he might want to think about doing this, particularly with the, with the fewer defense dice. I mean, that's half points on Bosk. And he could probably take him out with a Y-wing here.
Yeah. If it's range 1, he's got a good chance.
Well, did he do RSB? Oh, he's looking at the Cartel Marauder. So the Cartel Marauder is doing range 2 at the Y-wing in front of him, who has no no defense dice and is now also at half points.
Take the 3 damage.
Yep.
Clips him.
Does just clip him.
Shout out to everybody who got nice roll.
Yep.
By the way, Ben, can I just do this real quick? Shout out to everybody who got mad at us for talking about the vassal arcs. I'm pretty sure that shot would not have been an arc if we hadn't fixed that for you. You're welcome.
Well, the rangefinder would have caught it correctly, but yes. Oh, yeah, the printed artic, it wouldn't have shown it. Yeah. LOL. All right, so this is a tough decision, I think, for
I go for Bosk because there's plenty of time for the Jedi Knight to pick up Tirani next turn.
Yep. He's going to Ion Kato. Oh, that is a terrible roll for that.
That's the worst idea. That's the worst idea I would have thought of.
I probably would have primaried Bosk personally, but
yeah.
But I see he hopes to, he was hoping to control where Kato ends up next turn, because the Y-wings do have to move before Kato, and could still be shot by him.
Wow, Gargor banging it out.
Yeah.
Daniel dice are not in effect tonight.
Nope. They are not saving him. Now, the thing about it, though, is that the Jedi Knight could solo most of this list.
I was going to say that. Yep. Daniel is in a hilarious position where that Bosk is going to catch a cluster mine next turn. If I were him, I'd just kill my own Red Squad bomber and fly right through the other bomb.
Oh, man.
And clear out for the Jedi Knight, and then pick up Tirani or Gargor.
Yeah. Yeah, boy, I'd be worried about that one part of the cluster clipping the Jedi Knight on drop, though.
Well, if it hits, wouldn't it? It probably would hit the Jedi and the Y-wing, wouldn't it?
No, I think so. I think the middle piece will hit both, and the one on the right will hit obviously just Bosk. But I'd be worried about the piece of the cluster mine on the left only hitting the Jedi Knight.
Take your word for it. I am not known. I have never flown bombers.
I mean, it's not like he's going to get a lot of other opportunities to drop this thing, though.
Yeah, you might want to just get what you can out of it.
Yeah. But yeah, if it doesn't detonate, that Y-wing is going right through it. So, well, I guess he could probably miss it with like a too hard to the left. But we'll see what Dan decides to do. It is a high risk, not necessarily high reward move because Bosk is not in great shape. But I don't know what you'd be saving it for because that Y-wing could be dead next turn. So
you either drop it here or you assume you're never going to drop it.
Yeah. I mean, Tarani is stressed, yes, but Tarani does have Contraband, so if he wants to, he can 4K again.
What turn are we on? 6? Oh, they've been plenty of time.
Yeah. I mean, oh, go ahead.
I do think that Daniel might be setting up for like the ballet special where just the Jedi Knight kind of flies through all of Rick's list and just picks them off one by one while they're all on 2 health.
Yeah.
Because we're getting to that point.
I mean, yeah. I mean, the thing is like the Cartel Marauder does move before the Jedi Knight. Normally, that would be great because you have a chance to block, but also, the Jedi Knight's probably not going to be anywhere that the Cartel Marauder can easily get to through Tarani. So it's and Gargor could probably function to get whatever block you need anyway with a nice speedy move. So
yeah, but you know what? Gargor's in that unfortunate position where if he tries to 5 straight, he's going to bounce right off of Tarani.
Yeah,
and that's going to leave a perfect 1 or 2, or probably a 2 bank for the Jedi Knight to come in and just waste him.
Yeah, I think the 2 bank is the only real open move right now. And if I'm Rick,
yeah, I agree.
I've got the Cartel Marauder sort of doing a 3 bank in front of him, but we'll see. I mean, the Bosk can't. I don't think Bosk can K-turn. A 3 might.
Problem is, if you see that, if Daniel calls that, he just 1-straights and he bounces off Bosk, and you turn the Cartel Marauder inside out.
Yep. Oh boy, here we go. Oh yeah, that bomb is definitely going to hit the Jedi Knight as well. And only the Jedi Knight. Yep. That was what I was worried about.
Yeah. No way. Wait. The bombs did. All 3 of them rolled blank focus.
That is the dumbest thing I've ever seen. Wow. Wow. That was a dud. Wherever they packed that one, don't buy from there anymore.
Insert the boost flying a Y-wing. Reck, thank you for the red versus blue reference. I applaud you.
Oh god, that was just dumb.
That's actually ridiculous.
Yeah,
and it looks like I was wrong. I thought Gargor would bump on a straight maneuver.
Yeah. I wasn't totally sure, but that is not a place you want. Oh, interesting. So I think Rick is expecting a K-turn from RSB2 and wants to have arc on it.
Okay. That's an odd call. Because if Daniel does it, if Daniel is K-turning, he can just... Yeah, that's what I would have done. I was expecting the 2 hard.
That's not a great spot for that Y-wing to be, though, really.
Well, he's in a good block spot, actually. Like, where Bosk is going to 3K, I guess?
Yeah, I think that's a 3K. And there's another...
He can't 3K with Kato there.
I think he could 3K. I think the 3 would clear.
I have to see what Kato does.
But yes, Kato's got to get out of the way. Actually, with Kato moving, then you just 4K, and you don't even care.
Yeah, it's gonna be a 4K.
Yeah.
So.
Oof.
Yeah, it was a 3 bank. Okay.
I mean, the good thing of with it is, and this is why I expected Rick to have his Cartel Marauder there. If Tarani does 4K here, you're just going to kill him. Probably.
Most likely.
Yeah.
And you're going to jam Tarani because you are not allowed to have a mod even if you 4K.
Yep.
Like, you are going to 4K and you are going to throw nothing but natties at me.
Yep. Oh, he's jamming Gargor. Interesting.
Protecting Red Squad Bomber number 2, maybe?
Yeah, it must be. I mean, I think both of these Red Squadrons are going to be gone this turn, but...
Maybe.
So there is the Contraband. And there's the 4K.
He popped a force charge. Rick!
Oh, he uses weird charges for...
He just makes it up as he goes.
Yeah.
Is he throw rolling?
He sure is. He wants that...
he wants that damage.
Yep. Because he's going to hit the Y-Wing as well.
Yes, he will.
So that's pretty good move. And now triple stressed. But he doesn't care.
No, because he's dead this turn and he knows it.
Yeah. Well, he could initiative kill that Y-Wing so it doesn't even fire. So he does have to, Daniel has to roll well with the Jedi Knight.
Well, the only way he's initiative killing, he's going to have to dump everything on that Red Squad to get rid of it. I don't know why there's 2 cards.
Both of them take auto damage because neither of them has a green. So it's just, oh my god.
Bless. Oh, but hi, I'm Daniel. Maybe you forgot.
But that is half points on...
No, it's only 2.
Well, when you throw in the auto.
That's 2 including the auto.
Oh, you're totally right. You're totally right. Yep. Math, how does it work?
So I am here.
Oh, look at that. Wait, is that on the Y-Wing?
He shot the Y-Wing. And it rolls out.
And there's Daniel's now pumping that button he got from Muon.
I think we're active now. I think Daniel Dice may have
Daniel's
been activated.
like, oh man, I can't let this end this way, so it's time to hit the button when it matters.
Or when it yellow. This is where Yup, it's live. Do it again for me, Daniel. Yup.
Oh, wow. Yep.
This started so well. So we'll know this is real.
Oh, that is...
Daniel just wasted... Yep. Wasted him. He's gone.
That's... Yep. Yep. That is Tarani's off the board. And the disrespect direct hit.
Oh, it's a fuel leak.
Well, no, there was a direct hit first and a fuel leak. He had 2 crits. Wow. I mean, here's the thing, though. Like, that Jedi Knight is now 1 point away from, 1 hit point away from half points, and you really don't want to give that up at any point. Now, the good thing is... Oh, go ahead.
No, you don't. But, I mean, look, you got to remember this. The Red Squad Bomber could still pick up Gargor here.
No. You don't want to fire at Gargor because Gargor will crit the Jedi Knight if he does. So he's going to ion the Cartel Marauder if he can.
Oh, he's got the ion cannon. Okay.
Yeah.
A strained Cartel Marauder, no less.
Yep. So that will ion the fuck out of that guy.
Yep.
So we've got a damage and an ion. Yeah.
The single evades are flying thick and heavy.
So that is half points on the Cartel Marauder. It's probably worth time doing a check-in on points after Gargor fires and as they go to dials. Now Gargor could kill...
I can actually do this. I can actually do points for Daniel pretty quick here.
Okay, go for it.
31, 23 and 22. 31 plus 45, so 76. Daniel has left on the board. Rick has. Lichos is full at 30. Half of the cartel makes it 53.
I think Daniel has 80, has 100 on the board still, because the Jedi Knight's not at half.
Oh, you are. I gave him half. My bad.
Yeah, because I've led you astray earlier with the math, so you just internalized that.
God damn it.
I'm sorry, man.
Half of Gargor is 14. Half of Bosk is 17, so there's 31. Half of the cartel is 23, makes it 54. And dead Kolda is 62, so what, 116 to 100?
116 to 100. Daniel is in the lead and probably has the advantage here because he knows where the Cartel Marauder is going to be next turn, and he can just go right past that and drop. Oh no, wait! You only get one cluster, right? So he'd have to reload. So he's not going to cluster again. So never mind.
No, and he probably wishes he had saved it for right now.
Yeah. Well, he'd only hit the other bomber right now, which would be bad.
Yeah.
So, I think what you're probably looking at out of the RSB2 is probably just a K turn to get guns on the Cartel Marauder.
Just to try to die well, yeah. And to avoid a block by Gargor. I agree.
And if I was the other Y-Wing, I think I'd just one forward bump into the Jedi Knight to clog up the pursuit from Bosk and Kato. And the Jedi Knight then can do whatever the fuck it wants, right?
I don't know if I don't too hard with the ion cannon guy.
You could, you could do that. You could do that. You're moving in before Kato though and Bosk that way, which means that if Rick anticipates that, that's a lot of guns going on that Y-wing, and guns that will fire first.
I'm pretty sure I'm too hard boosting with the Jedi Knight, and I want to get rid of this Cartel Marauder.
Yeah, I agree complete with that, and that's maybe another argument for just one forward bumping the Y is that you keep those two Z's from pursuing the Jedi Knight, and you go take out the Cartel Marauder. You'll get two guns, right? You'll get the Jedi Knight and the other Y-Wing. And, once that's off the board, then this is absolutely Solo City.
It's close. I mean, you always got to worry about a lucky shot, but yeah, I would agree.
Yeah.
I definitely do agree with you that a K turn out of Red Squad 2 is probably the play.
Yeah. Because, if you're double whatever, it doesn't fucking matter. Particularly if you can jam up both Kato and Bosk. So.
Yeah.
All right, so there's Gargor going in to get that shot on the RSB2 when it K turns, which is, that's fine.
It almost makes you want to put that one bank. Oh.
Well, here's the thing: if the Jedi Knight did too hard, he's just going to jam that fucking thing off.
That's fair. Yep.
So, and there is. Again. Yeah, that is rough for the Cartel Marauder.
Oh, K turn all day.
That ion cannon came in real powerful here. There's the 4K.
2 health and a really good protected position.
Yeah.
That bomber's going to get 2 more shots off.
And Daniel's also, I think, double strain now, right? He got
shot last turn.
Yeah, I think you're right. Oh, interesting. Well, he didn't mean to do the one forward, but
No. I love that because that little bit of angle, I think, gave him a shot on Gargor.
Well, I mean, he had the ion cannon shot anyway, and he only needs to do 1 damage, so.
True.
Yeah. And this is why I thought that the one forward would have been good because, Kato has no shot on that Y. He bumps, right? Bosk will do a 1 forward and clear the stress, of course. So he could always kill the Y-Wing, but, at this point, the Y-Wings are just meat shields anyway, so.
You might 2-bank with Bosk.
Interesting. So he ends up having to jam himself with the K-turn. I think Daniel may have sort of outthought himself there.
I think this shot might be going into a unmodified Kato.
Yeah.
He might be Ooh, we got the block on Boss.
Oh, that's
Well,
big.
not shooting Kato anymore.
Yeah, that's really well. Not only that, I mean that saves the Y wing. Nobody's shooting that Y wing. So Rick got over aggressive there.
Why did the Y wing? Is there a reason the Y wing is stressed?
Oh, but he's gonna get Bosk's ability here. And Daniel just does not give a fuck.
Hi, I'm Daniel. Did you forget about me?
Oh, heartbreaking. And that's a big old nothing. Why is the Y-wing stressed? I don't know. Oh, he was double stressed before, and he just did it too hard, so he didn't clear the second stress. That's why.
Oh, did he? Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Another reason why a one forward might have been a better play. But whatever. He's Daniel. He wins these games. Whatever.
Oh, Rick finally gets one back.
Yeah. Range 3 shots, man.
So let's think about this. Let's assume that he cleans up Gargor.
Yeah.
Do you one bank roll in front of Bosk? And then fill the possible K turn with the Jedi Knight and just kill him?
I think I just one forward that Y-wing the rest of its life, but that's me.
Nothing wrong with that.
All right, so he is going to ion. Ooh.
No, you're not going to get him with that.
Nope.
Yep.
Bummer. Yeah, that's another reason why that. Well, I mean, the jam wouldn't have mattered, but whatever.
All right. Red's scrub spot. We need you to come big. Have your moment.
It is range 1 on the Cartel Marauder, so yeah, 3 versus 1. He could get very lucky here.
It is a
probably not it.
You know what? I won't be mad about it. Oh,
too many
guys.
And looks like Daniel's hitting that evade button for Rick as well. What a shame.
Yep.
All right, that won't kill the Y, so ultimately Daniel's probably lucky. Or is how much health does it have?
No, this would kill him.
It does kill
it goes through.
Oh,
he's strained. That's unfortunate.
Yep, he is strained. So, well, that did not work out the way Daniel wanted.
No, he probably should have picked up 2 kills and another damage on that round.
Yeah, I mean, that K turn was pretty questionable.
I would have slooped. If I was going to do that, I would have slooped.
Yeah, the too hard boost, go finish off the Cartel Marauder was the win condition play, so it is what it is.
Oh, game's not over yet. He can always land a pretty good block on... he can kill Bosk with minimal risk.
I'm not sure the Cartel Marauder should still be stressed.
It should not. The Cartel Marauder should not be stressed. By the way, this episode of the Militant Casual Broadcast brought to you by this really shitty Merlot I'm drinking.
I'm just drinking sparkling water because I'm a big baby man these days.
I have the bottle. It can't just sit there and not be consumed.
That's fair.
But it sucks. Shout out Robert Von Dappy Winery.
You only have yourself to blame if you're drinking it.
I do only. I picked it.
Yeah. Oh, all right. So the real question is, I mean, the Jedi Knight does get to move before Bosk, but not before Kato Lichos. So Rick does have the possibility of getting lots of guns on that Jedi Knight if Daniel is not careful.
I don't know how you do it, but you have to find a way to shoot Bosk and not get shot by Kato.
Yeah.
I feel like that's whatever the play is. That's the one.
It was 116 to 100 a minute ago, right? Which means
we're 22, not anymore.
22 points more harvested. No, 22 points more harvested. That puts it 122 to 116. So Rick is in the lead. I've done we've got a comment in the chat that I should just go ahead and get messed up since it's quarantine, but I've done my share of drinking in quarantine at this point, and I needed to back off a bit. So it is sparkling water for me. All right, so Gargor does the K turn to get guns on. The bomber did a 2 forward. That's wow. And self-bumped. Interesting. This could very well be ouch time.
It could be a wrap right here.
Yep.
Does that bomber have an ion shot on Bosk?
It might, but I don't think it's going to live through this. So.
But you know what? If it does, then Bosk is not. You know what? That's pretty hilarious. That's even worse.
Ouch. Yeah, that's brutal. So you have to spend the force here to keep that crit from going through.
No action from Kato at all.
Ooh, but the crit does split, of course. So that is not just half points. That's pretty brutal. And Kato
didn't take an action.
He got choppered.
Oh, he got chopped. Gotcha.
Yeah. Oh.
Okay, so do you 100% secure the kill on Bosk? Well, very likely secure on Bosk, or do you trust that bomber has arc?
I mean, both of them have fired at this point. You know, half points on Kato doesn't save you. Or you're talking about the bomber shot. I mean, he's got to fire the Jedi first.
That's what I'm worried about.
Yeah. So I think
he barely has it.
I mean, yeah. So you're hoping that because it is your only shot if you have a shot. Yep. So yeah, I think you go ahead and put your range 1 shot into Kato.
Yeah, you try to pick up half.
Yeah, and hope that the Y-wing can finish Bosk. I'm not sure, what Daniel was thinking with that 3 forward on the Jedi.
I don't either. That's, to me, that just looks like either not caring or throw.
Well, it's 11 p.m. and he's got kids, so he could also.
He does have youngins.
His brain could be melting. I think that's where Rick has had any. Go ahead.
We say that every time about Daniel.
I think this is where Rick has an advantage over a lot of the other people in this tournament. Is there ain't no kids, taking up Rick's time.
Didn't do me any good. But Rick never had to play double Upsilon with his list.
All right, so Daniel is going into Bosk. He is not taking the chance that the Ion. Maybe he's hoping that the Ion, can reach Gargor. And that'll kill Bosk. Yeah. So, if Daniel had not just lost 31 points on the Jedi Knight, that would have brought him back into the lead. But, alas.
So he's got a shot on Gar.
He does, and with a focus. So this could be.
This is big. You need El Paintadoros. You need all 3.
Oh, but the CM does get to fire first.
I'm not worried about that. Oh, come on. What happened? Daniel Dice. Wherefore art thou, Daniel Dice?
You don't spend the focus. You want to take out Gargor if you can. Because the Jedi Knight could still solo the rest of this.
There's 2. Got him.
That'll do it. That is a dead Gargor. So 2 ships off the board. Plus he does still have... and the Gargor won't fire, so the Y-Wing will be here next turn. And we'll get to exchange fire with the Cartel Marauder. So...
Yeah, he's going to have to 2-hard roll into it.
Yeah, because he doesn't want to make it easy on Kato, keeping Arc on the Y-Wing. He does not want to lose the Y-Wing to initiative kill.
No. Which means that the Knight has to somehow block Kato.
Well, Kato moves before the Jedi Knight does. So
no,
I don't.
Does he?
Yeah, because Rick has initiative.
Got it.
Yeah. So I think let's see. So let's redo points now. Kato is the only full health ship on the board.
Kato's 30. Half of the Kirox is 23.
Yeah.
So 53 versus about it's 53 plus 50. It's 53 to 54. The bid will decide who's ahead. Daniel's ahead right now.
Daniel has a 4-point bid, so he is ahead at the moment. Yeah. So I think if Daniel wants to win this game, you just run with the Jedi. You kill the cartel and run. Yeah, you got to kill the cartel. It is at 3 hull, which means you don't want to go heads up against it either.
If you're the Jedi Knight, you do.
I'm not, seeing what Daniel's dice have been like, I'm not sure I go for that.
I
mean, I'm not sure there's anything else he can do here. I don't like the ugly possibilities. Now, fair. I mean, he does get to fire before, but he'd have to do perfect damage, right?
So the other thing we need to consider, that the cartel only has a 2 straight is its fastest blue, I think. No, the 3 straight. Okay, there's the cartel marauders.
It's the 1 banks, the 2 banks, 2 forward, and 3 forward. So there's a 2 forward. And yeah, Rick knows that, the solution to his problems here is killing the Jedi Knight.
The barrel roll is not going to do it. You're going to have to target lock.
Well, here's the thing. He can jam the cartel marauder, so there's no target lock anymore. Okay. He had to wait for Kato to go. Oof, that's not great for the Y-Wing.
Very bad. But you don't want to roll Kato out of the shot on the Red Squad.
Yeah.
But I think it's more important to land that block and have the cartel kill the Red Squad bomber. No, he's going to stay there.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he harvests another 22 points with that kill.
So you jam.
Yeah, you absolutely jam the cartel marauder. You do not want to take a target lock shot on the Jedi Knight.
Yeah, I agree. Jam it and take the lock on the cartel, and you hope that you one-tap it?
Yeah.
Because you're range 1?
I think that's... I mean, you're at range 1. Yeah, you're throwing 4 dice versus 2. Take the target lock. Yeah, absolutely.
You just hope the Kato doesn't luck out on you.
Yeah, that's pretty ugly. What did he decide to fire at is the question. Oh, he did fire at the...
He killed the Y-Wing.
Yeah, he did. That's okay, though. You don't really care that much about the Y.
The disrespect.
But Daniel's dice really matter now.
You can't miss this shot. No. You cannot miss this shot.
And you can't... If Rick double evades, then it's game over.
Unless a crit comes up.
Fair.
Like that. Kind of like that.
That is great, but that's not so great.
That's also not good.
Yeah. But no, that is a dead cartel marauder. Okay. So...
Yep.
Brutal. And this is Daniel's game to lose now.
The problem is... this is one of those 50-50 games. If you guess wrong, you're dead.
Right. Well, you could also luck into a loss here, too. I mean, you could jam Kato, and Kato could still roll, natties. So,
if I'm Daniel, I one hard towards that gas line.
One hard?
Yes.
Why?
Because then you have the choice on which way you have the most room on which way to roll. And you boost after it, and you're gone.
Yeah.
Or you play hardball, and because here's the problem: that 4K from Kato gives him all the options in the world.
Yeah, and I think it's obvious that Rick is just going to K-turn this. I don't think Rick is going to want to guess a direction that the Jedi Knight is going, but we're wrong because that's what we do here. So yeah, we've got,
and that's the game.
Yeah, That's we're on to turn 11. So this is 2 more turns here. Wow.
The only thing I can see from Rick is a 3K.
I mean, the thing is about Kato is, I'm not sure I like Daniel's 1 bank there, because if Kato had 4K'd, they're exchanging fire, and the Jedi Knight has 1 hull. So what the hell are you doing? Well, here
Oh yeah, boost.
I hope you don't clip the fucking cloud. I don't think you do. Yeah, okay, he's safe.
He's gone.
All right, back to dials, and this has to be a 2 hard from Kato, so I think you just 1 hard the Jedi Knight to the right and call it a game.
I'm 100% serious.
What's that?
Daniel's going to win this game 31-30. I am 100% serious.
Yeah, I'm sure Daniel has done the math.
No, I'm looking at it right now.
Yeah.
Kato's 30. And half of the Delta Squad is 31.
Yeah. Well, no, half of the Delta Squad is 30. It gives up 31 points when it takes half. So, but he's got a 4-point bid, so he's gonna win by 34-30. So yeah, I mean, Kato's gonna 2 hard. The Jedi Knight should just 1 hard to the right and call it a game.
Yeah, there is no reason why Daniel should ever end up in front of this guy again.
I mean, he could 2 sloop and shoot.
There are easier ways to commit suicide.
No, not 2 sloop to the board edge. And that'll be game. Oh,
I mean, like, exactly like that?
Daniel, what the... That was really close to giving Rick the game.
He almost ricked it.
He did.
He almost ricked himself.
Well, I guess all we can say is that Rick did get wrecked, ultimately.
He just waited all the way to the end to do the wrecking.
And there's... we're going to have 3 versus 3 here, I think. I think it was range... Nope, it was range 2, 3 versus 2. Yeah, that would be funny if he gave up half points here, but he does not. Yeah, he does give up half points. Well, that guarantees it, because that makes it 166... No, 185 to 166, I think, is ultimately what the score is.
Wow. What a game. What a sport.
That was a game. That was drama. All right, so I think we'll go in and talk to these two about Daniel's brain meltdown. Wow.
Wowie.
All right, let's go.
Then?
Hello.
It might have. Hi there.
Hi.
What the fuck are you doing? 2 slooping that direction.
I told him it was off.
Okay.
And he said no.
So Rick lied to me, and I think I was up on points prior to this engagement.
You were up 34-30.
And yeah, it was super close though, right?
Yeah, I mean, it was 180.
You were ahead by 4 points.
You were ahead by 4 points. Yes.
Rick had miscalculated in the calculator, and Rick was like, "Oh no!" Rick was ahead by a couple points, so I had to make like desperate moves to try and get half points. So I thought I was going for the win shot here, and to get half points on Kato. So that's why I scooped that way.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I would have bailed, of course.
Your 4-point bid left you with 34 points on the board, with Rick having 30 points on the board.
Okay, so yeah, Rick
But you
calculated it
won
wrong.
by a bid.
Yes. I mean, no, now he won by more than that.
19
because he had
he won by 15 in a bid.
Yeah.
Yep.
But yeah, that's why I did that risky move. Otherwise, I would have bailed because we're under the last 2 turns.
Yeah.
After the Cartel Marauder died, we were under the assumption that Rick was ahead on points.
No,
If I had known I was down on points, I wouldn't have K-turned on turn 11.
Yeah.
Interesting.
we were wondering what because to me I was like, yeah, you just get if you're Daniel, you bug out here. Because
Yeah, that's why I kept trying to fight because I was like, oh man, I'm down on points.
So interestingly, Rick being bad at math might have been what saved Daniel.
Well, no, because Daniel almost slooped off the board.
It wasn't even close.
Even the 2 sloop the other direction would have kept you with a shot in arc. That's what
I told him to sloop the other direction. He said no.
So I thought he was going to like 4 forward bug outs, and I figured this sloop had better arc angle than the other way because the other way might put him behind the gas cloud.
Yeah, see, we
That's
figured,
what I was thinking.
We figured Rick knew he was behind and would too hard to try to get a shot, and silly us thinking that Rick could math.
Yep.
So many times this game was ridiculous.
Daniel tried to hand you that. What was that K turn with the Jedi Knight? When you could have 2-hearted boosted to finish off the Cartel Marauder. We thought you were clearing, space for that. So what was your thinking there, Daniel?
Which turn was that?
When you lost...
hang on, no. Ben, let's be clear. We're not really tripping out about the 5K. We're more worried about what was the 3 straight for.
Oh, yeah, that too. Yeah, so you K-turned, so the Jedi Knight, it was about 3 or 4 turns ago, right? When
Turn 8.
Turn 8.
Is that when you did the 5K?
You might. I guess it was a 5K, yeah.
Yeah.
Right before then, 3 forwarding into your own Y-wing the next turn.
Yeah, that was stupid.
Okay, we were speculating that it was lateness.
Yeah, it was a little bit that, and that was just a little bit of like, I was just trying to like miscalculate distances. So the Y-wing should have just done a 1 forward, and then the 3 forward should have fit fine.
Yep.
And I was just like, what should this Y-wing do that's not going to get himself killed? Because he was at like 1 health at that time. And I was like, so yeah, that was just like stupid.
You found a way to keep the Y-wing alive. It was serve up Jedi Knight to Kanto and
and
Daniel, you used your health as a resource as well as anyone I've ever seen.
Yeah, it's true.
1 health left, yes. Oh yeah, man, like Ahsoka. So like my first, like I screwed up the beginning. I should have just kept the Jedi Knight where he was instead of barrel rolling to the side to let
Ben said it.
Tarani get in there.
Can I time out? I have never seen a 2 health Y-wing survive 3 range 1 shots before.
Yeah, that too.
Actually,
when you listen back to the cast, you're gonna hear me say it. The Y-wings beat you or cost you the game because you can't cheat on them.
Yeah,
you have to put in every single damage.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Like you rolled like crit, like 3 different crits in a row, and I was like, nope, turn to a hit, turn to a hit, turn to a hit.
Yeah.
Well, no, it was crit evade or hit evade, hit evade, hit evade.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Who knew, by the way, that Bosk's counter is fucking resistance, or not resistance, Republic Y-wings.
Yes.
It is whole, baby.
How sad were you that first time, Rick, when you were like, wait a minute, what happens first?
I knew it was coming. Like, I rolled it, and I'm like, I can't, can I?
No.
So wait, can we also point out that this is twice in a row that Daniel has had ships that like directly counter offensive abilities on Rick's part?
Yeah.
It's true. So we kind of came in with obviously our own like what the hell questions, but it probably is a good opportunity to maybe ask you guys what your perspective on this game was. So Daniel, you'd started to share your thoughts. So you kind of finish your thoughts, or we'll go over to Rick.
Yeah. So I mean, in the beginning, I screwed up. I was worried about Tarani's ability.
Yep.
Because I was going to take 2 taps from the bullseye of Tarani with my Jedi Knight.
Yep.
So I was like, oh no, I should probably barrel roll out of this. And then I just gave him a target lock on Ahsoka, and Ahsoka just melted.
Yeah.
So versus if I bumped him, he would have been range 2 instead of range 1, and no action. So Ahsoka probably would have survived.
Right.
Burning and limping, but probably would have survived.
I mean, the thing is, it did take a triple blank for you to lose Ahsoka there, right? So even with the mistakes, I mean, there was no guarantee that Ahsoka was going to melt.
Die, and he got 3.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I mean, and if I had just sat there with the Jedi Knight would still have a shot on the Cartel Marauder.
Yep.
At that angle, and I would have lost the focus token due to the ability.
Yeah.
And I would have taken 1 damage. So I was only taking 1 damage on the. I traded 1 damage uh, on the Jedi Knight in exchange for a dead Ahsoka.
Well, what you could have done is you still had the option with Ahsoka to barrel roll out, so that you actually only were taking that bullseye damage on the Jedi Knight too. So then it wasn't double tapping that on Ahsoka as well.
Well, Ahsoka wasn't in bullseye though.
Oh, right,
she was
right,
outside
yeah,
of bullseye.
yeah, that's right. So
that's why I was fine staying where I was, because there wasn't much I could do to not take too much hits.
Right.
So yeah, I should have just been like man up and have Jedi Knight take a hit for Ahsoka, but I didn't think. I was just trying to avoid damage, so that was my mistake.
Yeah. I mean, it's a long game, and it turns out that
Not to twist the knife, Daniel, but also by rolling out, you gave up a double-mounted shot on the Cartel Marauder.
Yeah, that's what Daniel was saying. Yeah.
Oh, did it? Okay, I missed it.
Well,
yeah,
he wouldn't have been.
I mentioned
He wouldn't have been double modded because he would have had to give up the focus. I mean, in theory, yeah, the force.
Well, he would have had the force from not repositioning.
Right.
Yeah. I would have had one force and one target lock onto the Cartel Marauder at range 2 probably, and that might have chipped the damage in or two. Because Kato, I think, took the focus. I want to say Kato took the focus from the Cartel.
Yep.
That round as well. So I mean, he probably may not have taken the focus at that point, but that's that's a different scenario.
Who did you jam that turn? I thought you jammed Tarani.
I jammed.
He did
Taran. No.
Yeah, he jammed Tarani.
I think Kato took his own focus and left the card.
He jammed Tarani, who had a pre-established lock.
Yeah. Oh,
yeah,
gotcha,
Tarani had a target lock somewhere else, and that was my only target.
Gotcha.
It was on a rock.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Can we talk about that excellent, great value 3 hits on 1 drop cluster mine?
No, zero
hits.
No, but I mean, it all 3 of the sections hit, and it did 0 damage.
Yeah, that was.
So that swung the game absolutely. It left Bosk alive for like 3 or 4 more turns.
Yep.
Bosk should have died there.
So the thing that frustrates me is that this game was mine to lose, and I just couldn't close it out. Like every time I'd get close to closing it out, I just I snatched defeat from the jaws of victory here.
I think Daniel's green dice might have had something to do with it.
Yeah.
So I just ran the Lady Luck for this game, and
here's
our dice stats were remarkably average. Daniel was on the plus side by a small margin, and I was on the minus side by a small margin in terms of attack dice, but our green dice were straight even.
So here's my perspective. I don't think there was anything, Vince, maybe you remember, where we looked at anything you particularly dialed in and were like very critical.
The 4K from Tarani where she got blocked by the cartel.
Yeah, okay, that fair. It didn't cost you a ton.
Cost me the game because that was a round of not shooting and a lot of damage I took.
That one's fair, but you could recover because you had contraband cybernetics. So
yeah,
it's bad, but it's bad, but it's not like the end of the world.
It would have been really bad if you had spent that contraband that turn. That would have been bad.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. So yeah, okay, I'll give you that one, but you have 5 ships, so that's a recoverable position. I think there were far more.
The next turn with the double bullseye.
There were far more, I think, places where Vince and I had reason to question kind of what Daniel's goal was than with you, Rick. I think that ultimately you had 2 really good players, making occasional mistakes but playing a really good game, and Dice played a part a couple times with triple blanks or triple evades or whatever at the wrong time. But that Jedi Knight is fucking really, really good. And, once the Cartel Marauder and Tarani are off the board, that Jedi Knight could, in theory, solo the rest of your list, right?
We were talking about probably before the game just how ridiculous that Jedi Knight is for 61 and how much worse it is at 51.
Yeah.
If you just ran one of those.
Yeah. So, I think... I mean, you even got the Cartel Marauder for more turns because Daniel, you didn't pursue with the Jedi on that turn. You K-turned instead. So I think you were given chances and it just didn't work out because the lists were pretty evenly matched.
Right.
Tarani's a great piece and the Jedi Knight's a great piece. And with the Soka off the board, that honestly was the thing that probably should have been the key ultimately, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like I said, it was my game to lose, and I lost it.
Probably from there. I mean, but I don't think I can point to aside from that one K turn. But what were you going to do besides that K turn? You weren't going to have arc on anything with any move for Tronny.
No, my only other option would be to like one bank or two hard in.
Yeah. So what did you lose?
Try to get a shot
ultimately,
and bullseye the Y-wing and stuff like that.
You wouldn't have had a shot with Tronny that turn, even if you had done like a 2 hard or whatever, because you probably wouldn't have moved very much. I mean, maybe you would have had a shot on something, but like it's still unmodified, etc. So being able to K-turn with cybernetics and get back into the fight the next turn, ultimately, I think meant that that doesn't have that huge long-term impact. This is my perspective.
Right, but if he did a different move with the cartel instead doing a K turn with the cartel and just have the cartel do they have talent rolls?
No.
Marauders? Yeah, they have.
Yeah.
I needed to do a 2 talent there. I don't know why I didn't.
Yeah,
I think no, I know why I didn't. I was trying to buy distance because the Jedi Knight had a target lock on him.
Right, but like if you had just sucked it up and done that instead, and then Tronny would have fit perfectly, then you would have it would be a much different game because then Tronny's now
shooting
the right way, yeah.
And I pop contraband that turn, and I get actions, and it's just different.
Yep. And I think you have bullseye on somebody because I think my Y-wings are all gunked up in there.
Yeah, or at least I could figure it out. Yeah, no, that wasn't my major mistake this game.
Rick, can you pop Tronny's dial back on the board because I looked at it and I didn't see 2 talons on Tronny.
No.
Not Tronny.
Oh, the cartel Marauder. Okay, yeah.
So instead of doing a 4K, instead of 4King with the cartel, do a talon roll instead. The cartel would end up probably like this area here, facing.
Right.
I would have put it
like
there.
like that ish.
Right.
Yeah, or whatever. Yeah, and then Tronny would have probably fit at that point.
Right.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah. And that was probably the big misplay that cost him.
Yeah. I mean, Daniel had a couple small misplays, like action-wise, but I had the big dial mess up.
Yeah.
And then,
for that 4K, you also have Daniel flying into his own Y-wing. So, like,
this
game was pretty even all the way around as far as, like, in almost every way.
Yep.
Like when you get out of a game with 1 health left against 0, it's really hard to argue that anybody ran away with it.
Oh, it's 1 health versus
2 health.
Because the ZA still had half health.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
I was so excited when I realized the Cartel Marauder still had 2 homing missiles and the Jedi was at 2 hull.
Oh, Jesus.
I was just like, oh my god, I can do this.
But then
then he just tapped the Marauder off the table. I was like, oh.
Yeah.
He got wasted.
I was like, never mind.
If there was ever a moment for Reck Dice to take over and outroll Daniel, that was it right there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
If I had just been able to get 2 turns where I just had you in arc and be like, homing. But no.
Right.
If you had survived that turn, you had a pretty good chance of winning.
Oh, yeah. No, if that Cartel Marauder doesn't die that turn, A, he shoots back, and then B, I have a whole nother turn with him. There's a reason why I decided to send Kato to go kill the Y-Wing.
That was a ballsy call. Passing up that range 1 on the Jedi Knight with a 1 health Y-Wing right there. Like,
Yeah, I needed to have more ships on the table than Daniel.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I guess it's 1-on-1 with the Jedi is not good, but 2-on-1 is manageable.
Yeah. Cool.
That was a heck of a game to watch, though, guys.
Yeah, that was a really good one, and it led to a great stream. And we can finally say that Rick got wrecked.
Did I, though? It was 19 points.
Yeah, you got wrecked. I think we can all agree that Rick got wrecked. Did you win the championship, Rick?
What?
Did you win the championship?
Daniel, you should have sent the Jedi off the board.
See, Rick, I tried. Okay, so remember how we were talking about collusion and all that? I picked the more I was still trying to win, but I picked the more dangerous move so that if I flew off the board, I'd be like, "Oh look, I flew off the board! Oh wow!"
You son of a bitch! All right. I actually have to go to bed because I have to work in the morning. So, any last thoughts you guys want to share?
No, it was a good tournament. I had fun.
Cool. Rick?
Let's get the next one going.
Oh.
Yeah.
You guys got to ride the draft players to get their games done. So.
Let's see.
Silence.
Yeah.
I'm too busy
Yeah.
currently.
All
But
right, well,
in a couple, in another week or two.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm going to sign off. Hey, folks, this has been the Militant Casuals Jank Tank 2 West Coast Jank Tank Tournament, at least the winners bracket side of things. We do still have our draft tournament going on the other side to settle the top 12 draft choices of the next thing, whatever it is. Because since we're going to be stuck in quarantine for another year, I guess I'll probably run another one of these. So yeah.
Wait, that's not funny.
I'm not trying to be funny.
Hey, Alameda County wasn't on Newsom's list, baby.
So so keep an eye on our channel. I will maybe stream some more stuff in the coming weeks while we get the draft tournament finished. If you've enjoyed this, we're open to any participants who want to take part in these tournaments. So you can check us out on the Militant Casuals Facebook page. You can join there. We're very open. If you want to be a Militant Casual, you can be a Militant Casual. You too can wreck Rick in the next tournament. And Daniel will have the last pick this time. So well done, Daniel. Well done, Rick. Well done to both of you getting back to the final game again. I'll have to talk to the guys about how much money it took to get them to throw all those games to you two.
Yeah.
So see you all again. Peace out.
All right. See ya.